Hey y'all. Hey y'all. Hey y'all. What is going on? How are y'all doing? Happy Sunday. Y'all, let me just say we need to have a celebration. We need to have a party. We need to be celebrating right now because justice is home. Justice is home. Justice got sent home. Twerk it out, 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 twerk it out. Y'all, I'm so happy that that man is gone. How are y'all doing on this Sunday morning? I'm just sitting here like they finally got something right. We've been waiting for 6 whole episodes. What is this, episode 7? We've been waiting for 6 whole episodes, and episode 7 was the one for us to be able to celebrate that this man is up out of here, okay? Up out of here. Do me a favor, like the video on your way in, okay? If you're not subscribed, sit around for a little bit. If you like what you see, go ahead and press that subscribe button because, why not? All right, y'all, let's just get into Ready to Love, season 6, episode 7. The episode itself didn't really have a lot to it, but it did have some little parts to it that we definitely need to get into. But overall, I am happy that justice is going. So if you did not watch the episode, I'm sorry if I spoiled it for you and you was waiting for the end of the review, but we had to get our party on real quick. You know what I mean? Justice. Yeah, Justice had to go. Okay. So y'all, let's just go ahead. So as we know, it is time to get a little help from our friends, okay? Because our friends know us the best, and they're gonna help us, figure out whether or not we should be picking the guys that we picking. Well, some of the friends seem to know what they're talking about, but some of the friends is a little questionable. Like maybe you need some new friends, or maybe you should call in another friend or something. Because baby, I was just a little confused when it came to that one Looney's friend. But we're gonna get to her when we get to her. So let's get ahead. Let's go ahead and get into it. So all the ladies meet up at the ladies' lounge, and Tommy tells them that he wants them to introduce them to their best friends. Okay, he wants them to soak up all that direct opinions to help them make the right decision for themselves. Okay, of course. They're gonna meet up later this week to decide who is going home. And baby, I'm so happy with the decision. I'm gonna keep saying it every time we get to it. Every time we get to it, I'm gonna just keep saying it and keep saying it and keep saying it. Okay. Now, when we was inside the ladies' lounge, y'all, I have a question. What was going on with Kayla's wig? Now, I don't know. Something about the edges was not laying. It just was not laying for me. I'm just like, we need to leave these wigs in 2022. Go back to our traditional sew-ins. Go back to our skip tracks. Go back to the basics, baby, because the wigs is definitely out here wigging, and I ain't liking it. I ain't liking it, okay? So Jamal is the first person, and she's going to introduce Randall to her friend. Rah-Rah, because her friend was like, he had a nickname already, and I was like, yeah, girl, she gave that man a nickname already, okay? So of course, Rah-Rah shows up in his hoochie daddy shorts, because like, what else would he be wearing? Nothing but the hoochie daddy shorts, okay? He says that he's excited to meet Jamal's friends because that means that, if they like him, it's a good sign. He likes her. He wants to like them. So it's a go. Okay. So when they sit down, they start talking about, where he's from. He said that he's from Washington, D.C. She was like, so are you moving to get away from somebody? I was like, wow, this is the questions that we need to ask. Baby, I ain't never asked nobody if they was moving to get away from somebody. It sounds like somebody got a pass. Okay. Somebody got a pass. So he was like, nah, I ain't moving to get away from no exes or nothing. Not nobody. I just moved. That was it. Okay, so the friend with the braids, she was just running it down. The girl with the curly hair, they was asking so many questions. They was like, do you play sports? Because he's tall. He's like, yes, I do play sports. I'm not tall for nothing, okay? They asked him about his connections. He had to get into his connections, how he got 2 more connections. But, Jamala seemed to be like one of the strongest ones. He said that she's like his best friend, and she was eating it all up. She was like, oh my God, I'm like your BFF. Oh my God, I'm like your BFF. I'm like, it sounds good, but I don't know if the man that I'm pursuing wants to call me his BFF. I want him to be like, that's my girl, or, that's my lady, or, she's the one. So, the best friend kind of threw me off, but I knew where he was going with it. Kind of like I could confide in her. I could tell her everything that, how I'm feeling and stuff like that. But y'all know Jamila is just like head over heels. So she's jumping in full force. Ain't nothing and no one going to stop her from getting to her rah-rah, okay? Now, they decided they're going to show him about around Miami, and they're going to make him a Heat fan. Now he don't know about becoming a Heat fan, but he's all up to getting to know Miami. Can't lie, I moved to get away from a man. He was stalkerish. See, Marvina? See, but those are the questions that people who have the past usually bring up to other people, because I ain't never think to ask that question. But baby, these are questions I guess that needs to be asked. Okay. So when they was leaving, so the girl with the curly hair was like, "Well, it's time for you to go. My husband on his way home, and you gotta go before he come in." I'm like, husband don't know that the man's in his house. What is happening here? Because it was a very weird way that she put it. Like, yeah, my husband's about to come, so he got to go. So he was like, I like it. I mean, I liked how she was ready to kick me out, and I'm like, Randall, you just making me think some things, because like, why did you like being kicked out? I ain't get it. I didn't get it. Maybe somebody else got it. Did anybody else get it? Did you get it? Did you get it? Did y'all get it? Because I didn't get it. But anyway, as they getting ready to leave, production tried to play in our face, because they made it seem like they was kissing. But if you looked at the footage and you looked at it from the angles, it was the same kiss repeated like 2 to 3 times, okay? Because it was like real peckerish, like mwah, mwah. Mwah. And y'all know, y'all was the one saying that he ain't really want to kiss her or whatnot, but they was kissing. And I was sitting here like, yeah, they played that from many different angles, but it was the same kiss. But she's happy because they all kiss now in public now. It's official. They've been kissing in public. So Jamala is over here eating it on up, and child, she's gonna get her little heart broke. I promise you she is. I mean, maybe not. I feel like if anybody gonna get their heart broken the most, it's gonna be Kayla. Kayla's gonna get her heart broken. I'm gonna tell y'all why when we get to it. Okay. So anyway, Kadian brings her friend to see Swayze. Now, Kadian basically set Swayze up with her friend because she brought her friend there to ask him questions that she didn't want to ask because she didn't want to offend him. So because she didn't want to offend him, she set it up for her friend to offend him. Kadian, girl, Now, you know what, if you was going to offend him, that he was going to be offended by your friend doing it. If you wanted to ask some questions, you should have been straightforward with those questions that you wanted to ask. But did you do that? No. You sent him in the lion's den, and he was getting ate up, and y'all was trying to figure out why he was ready to leave. Baby, if the lions is after me, I'm definitely trying to get up out the den. Definitely. Okay, so the friend asked him, so she was like, are you on dating apps and stuff? And he was like, yeah, I'm definitely still on the dating apps. I'm still single. So they're like, so how long you been single? He was like, I've been single for 3 years. So then she was like, oh, so what attracts you to Kadian? And he was like, well, I mean, look at her. And she was like, well, beauty comes a dime a dozen, especially in Miami. That's what they say. It comes a dime a dozen. She was like, so Kadian was like, what do you mean? I'm not even Latino. See, baby, you wanted to start the fire, and since you started it, don't be mad, okay? And he was like, what that got to do with anything? So she was like, so when you were dating for the last 3 years, how many black women have you dated? So he like, well, none really. So you got a type? I ain't got no type. Batches is the only thing that I like. Okay, that's basically what it was given. It's like he doesn't really have a type. But lately, I guess he's been drawn to the Latino women because maybe he's dated nothing but black women. So now he's expanding his horizons, trying to figure out maybe if he likes some Hispanics, maybe if he likes some Mexicans, maybe he just want to go out there and explore. Okay, but the friend was like, "That's a red flag." It's a red flag because, like, what do you mean you haven't dated any black women? Now, here's my thing. I think that it's just a perception, right? Because sometimes if you date a certain race, or if you date your own race, or if you're only around your own race, then that's what you tend to date. So then maybe, he decided that, let me see about, little spicy Latino women. Let me see how that's going. Maybe he just was drawn to them. Maybe it was just something like that. I'm not going to say that it was a red flag. It is something that's concerning, considering the fact that he's on a black dating show and he hasn't dated a black woman in 3 years. But he was upset. And he was upset because he's like, why would you say that I don't like black women when my daughter is black? My daughter's mother is black. My mom is black. Now I can understand where he's coming from, because now when you start talking about your kids, it's kind of like, why wouldn't I like black women when my daughter's going to grow up to be a black woman, and I wouldn't want a man to not like her because she's a black woman. It's okay to have a preference. It's okay to like what you like. And if he just like bad bitches, then that's the only thing that he liked. Okay? And if at the time the bad bitches just seem to be Latino, then it is what it is. Now, here's my thing when it comes to Kadian. Kadian, if this was a concern of yours, why not just tell him, I am concerned that in the last 3 years, you've only dated Latino women. It feels like you don't have a thing for black women anymore. So what is it about me that's drawing you to me? And then he would have been able to explain how he felt, okay? So we never really got to that conversation. So we don't really know where he's coming from with, expanding his horizons on trying to figure out if he wants to date other women outside of his own race. Now, y'all let me know. Do y'all feel like it was, as big as they was making it seem? Do y'all feel like Swayze don't like black women? Because I never got the vibe that he didn't like with black women, and he definitely got offended that they was trying to make it seem like he didn't like black women, okay? Swayze was like, you know what? I'm gonna head on out now. I'm gonna get up out of here because I ain't got time for this sucker-ish, okay? So he goes ahead and he gives her a hand five to Kadian, let the friend sit, and he walks out like, I ain't got time for this. I'll talk to you later. Gave a quick little side hug or whatnot, and he was out the door. Now, I think that was the perfect thing to do in that situation, because it could have went left real fast, especially because he was upset and he was in his feelings over it, okay? So for me, I would rather him get up and decide to walk away than to sit there and start getting worked up like Zoe did, entertain a conversation, start, blowing it all up and being nasty and stuff like that. So I could appreciate that he realized that he wasn't going to be able to compose himself any longer and just go ahead about his feelings, okay? You say, I feel like that's the type he chose for his whole phase. I thought it was way worse looking at the preview. That's what I'm saying. You would have thought that, he never dated black women. He was only into white women or Latino women. And it was not the black girls for him. But the way that he, was really upset about it, it just seems like it's okay. I don't know why people feel like people can't date outside their race. There's nothing wrong with dating outside your race. Your man, the one for you could absolutely be a white man, could be a Latino man, could be a Mexican man, could be an Indian man, and you would never know if you don't give them a chance. Okay, me personally, I like my black men. Okay, I love my black men. Okay, but if I had to be dating, I would try to, see what else is out there. So I'm not going to be mad at it, okay? And then, right, you said Miami has a lot of Latinos everywhere, so maybe it's just what he's around. It's kind of like I was raised in the hood, y'all. Y'all know this. So all I seen is black men. So I ain't got no choice but to date black men. But if I was to, move up out of here and move somewhere else and be exposed to these different type of men, who knows who I would have been dating or been, in relationships with. So I guess it's also about who you are around, right? He didn't pull his own. That's the type that don't like us. Okay, the one that's going to sit there and disrespect us and call us out of our names and all types of stuff. Absolutely, Grace. Okay, so I can definitely get it, and I definitely understand it, and I'm not really mad at him for leaving. I feel like he did the right thing. If he was going to leave, he definitely should have left before he exploded. Okay, so that's my thing. That's just how I feel about it. All right. So I'm glad that he left, and I'm glad that and I don't like the fact that Kadian set him up like that. Okay. She said when she sat down with her friend, they was like, I don't really like that. It's a red flag. I don't know how I feel about this. And I'm just like, well, y'all sat there and y'all started this mess with this man. And I don't feel like that's a conversation that you need to have with your friend about someone that you're supposed to be connected with. That's something that y'all need to have, in the beginning, especially if that's a concern for you, which also makes me wonder what that's probably why she's always like, so what is it about me? What is it about me? Why do you like me? And remember last episode when she asked him, why do you like me? He was like, you're this, you're beautiful, you this, that, and other. So it's been bothering her because she's feeling like there's some parts of it that's inauthentic because according to her, you haven't dated any black women in the last 3 years. All of a sudden you're so into me, and she can't figure out why, because apparently he's not her type. Okay, she's not his type. Hey to Elise, yes, please like the video. Okay. Yes, please be careful watching from the bushes, listening from the bushes. Okay, don't be watching, just listen. Glad he left. I wish he provided more context. Right. I really wish he did. And I think maybe we'll get down to it if they ever show them having that conversation, and we'll see what's going on with that whole situation. Okay. So anyway, hold on, y'all. Let me close my door. Oh, never mind. My daughter ended up coming inside. Anyway, okay. So Shaniqua brought her 3 friends. Brought her 2 friends. Okay, one's a doctor and one's a pilot. Did she say a pilot? I said she got black pilot friends. Okay, now that's my type of friends. Okay. Now this girl got 3 connections. Now Shaniqua has been playing the game and she's been laying low. Okay, I said 3 connections, so she's connected with LJ, Justin, and Randall. I didn't remember her having that many connections, but now that we say it out loud, she does. She definitely does. Okay, but then again, she's one of those girls that kind of conform to whoever she's with. Okay, so when she says so when LJ shows up first. The friends are pulling out the flashcards. They asking the questions. Okay. So apparently LJ does want to get married again. And in the next 5 years, he finds out he wants to be a millionaire in the next 5 years. I said, you set up like that, bro? Is you set up like that? Like, I'm just asking for a friend. Okay, for the friends or whatever. Okay, so then Justice shows up and I'm just like, oh God, I just don't want to see his face. Okay, so they asked him where he would see himself in 5 years. He said he just gonna leave it up to God. Okay, because he tried it his way and that way didn't work out. He gonna hit them with the Jeremiah 29:11. Now I was curious because I was like, what's that scripture? So let's go look it up real quick. What's Jeremiah 29:11? Child. Oh, I am in Google. Okay. Jeremiah 29:11. So it says, for I know the plan I have for you, declared the Lord. Plan to prosper you and not to harm you, and plan to give you hope in a future. Okay. So basically what he's saying is God already got a plan for me. So I don't need to make one for myself. Whichever way he decides to lead, I will follow. And I don't get that vibe from Justice. Okay. But if that's what he said, who am I to tell him that's not what he really believes in? Okay. I don't like it. I don't like it a lot at all. A little bit, not even a lot, a little bit. Okay. So he's sitting there talking about that he think that the conversation between them went well. And I'm like, what conversation were you in? Because the whole time the homegirls was looking at you like, is this man serious? is he playing in our faces? Because he definitely was playing in their face, okay? Trying to be fake deep and trying to pretend like, he's so spiritual and whatnot. And I'm just like, Justice, you gotta go, bruh. You gotta go. Okay, so meanwhile, Shaniqua and LJ is over there playing golf and they doing, little sexual banter back and forth. And she was like, yeah, I want you to hit it with a little bit of force, okay? Drive it deep on in. I like that. Basically, she want him to park that Big Mac truck right in her little garage. I just can't. Like, child, I hate to see people when they be, flirting in a nasty way because it's like, ew. I don't really want to see it. Okay, not really. Okay. So then of course Rah-Rah shows up in his short shorts. Okay, because what else would he wear? Rah-Rah, do you have jeans? Do you have like regular pants? What is happening? And why every time we see you in your hoochie daddy shorts or your little short shorts? Okay. But he showed up with his what's he say? He's like 6'5". I said 6'5". God dang. He said he's a big man in the room. I said apparently. Okay now. Okay now. So when Rah-Rah sits down, they were sitting there talking and they asked him has they kissed or whatever. And he was like, yeah, I mean, we did some things. So Justice over there feeling a little salty. He's a little salty, so he decides that he gonna leave. Okay, he's talking about the women want him to take her away from the other men, and and they want him to show her that they want him. And he says, I'm not showing nobody nothing. Okay, if they want me, they need to show me. And I'm just like, go home. Send him home, send him home, send him home. Oh God, I'm so glad that he is home, because I just cannot understand why anyone would be feeling this man. Okay, like some of the things he say just really throws me for a loop, and I just be like, oh child, people is falling for this. Apparently not, because he's still single. So ain't nobody buying what he out here selling, obviously. Okay. So he leaves, Rah-Rah leaves, LJ leaves, and the friends is talking to her. Okay. So the ladies were like, first of all, hold on, y'all. So the ladies was sitting there telling them like, Justice, no girl, nah, okay? He is full of ish. Homegirl said, I could feel it in my entire being. He is not an honest man. He is not an honest man. I said, dramatic? But I'm not gonna lie, because I definitely was feeling the same way, girl. Y'all know we've been feeling the same way for the longest time. He is not an honest man. He is full of he got to go. Okay. So when she said she could feel it in her entire being, like she was at the church in the sermon, okay, I felt it deep down in my spirit, girl. Hallelujah. Amen. Okay. So they said that LJ is the one. It's LJ for them. Okay. They was like, Rah-Rah seems like he's still out here playing a little bit of games. Okay. He's not really he's not really ready for love. But if they had to pick anyone, LJ seems the most sincere. LJ seems like the one to actually pick. Okay. So Shaniqua was like, I'm a little bummed because I like Justice. I said, see, that's what I'm saying. You got to have them good old friends to go ahead and tell you that the man is not being honest, okay? And that she feels it in every being of her body, okay? So I'm glad that the friends picked up on Justice BS, because Looney friend, I child, send her away. Throw her in the trash. Throw her in the trash, okay? So Charisse decides that she's going to bring her friend to meet Samson. Samson shows up and she was like, oh, okay, Samson, I see you. Okay, the dog even likes Samson, okay? So the friend was like, so what's your intentions with her? And he said that he wants to be married in like a year and a half. And she was like, oh, so now you want to be married? He's like, look, I'm 48. It's time to settle down, baby. Like, I ain't got that much time. I'm ready to find my forever. Okay. So when he was leaving or whatnot, he was like, I hope I see the friend at the wedding. And I was like, not you talking about you want to marry her already, not you already planning out the wedding and want her friend to come. Child, Samson, what is you doing, baby? What is you doing? Because like, are we falling for Charisse? I don't know if I like it. Honestly, I really don't know if I like it. But one thing about Samson, he has definitely been digging Charisse. I mean, outside of that first date, because he didn't like her that first date. Not at all. Okay. So Kayla brought her friend to meet Randall and Mike. Okay. Now, y'all, the wigs, I just can't. Anyway, let me move on. I'm not going to spend that much time on them daggone wigs, but baby, leave them in 2022. Just not. Okay. So they was just sending me. They would definitely send me. Because I don't know, I wrote it down. That's why I'm reading it again, y'all. Okay. So Mike showed up to the day first because he wants to address the connection that she has with Randall. I'm like, Mike, shut up. You don't even care. You only care about Brandi. You're only here so that you can stay a little while longer. Y'all, I am hot and I'm starting to sweat. I'm definitely starting to sweat. Y'all see it? You see my hair starting to poof up? Look at it. It's all waving up and whatnot. Okay. So, where am I at? Okay, so when Mike he wants to address her connection with Randall, her friends asked him what he would what's up with their connection. He feels some type of way because he can't look at her without thinking about her kissing the other guy. So every time he see her, he sees the other guy's faces. I said, Mike, I'm gonna need you to grow up. How old is you? You are a 30-something year old man, and every time you see this woman, you thinking about another man. Grow up, okay? How many women have kissed multiple guys in their whole entire life? Do you see all of those men? No. How many women have had sex with multiple guys in their whole entire life? Do you see all those men? No. So if you just want to keep using this as an excuse to not really, like Kayla, then go ahead, because it's stupid. It's given, I just want to only date Brandi, but because I have to, I need to find a reason to not like Kayla or not want to settle down with Kayla. And it's bull, okay? It's definitely BS. So I ain't never kissed. I haven't kissed anybody yet. So I don't know how I feel about her kissing people. Grow up, okay? She was like, that sounds really petty. And I was like, it definitely does. It definitely does. So when Randall shows up in his shorts again, okay, he said that he could feel that Kayla was uncomfortable. Mike is like, this is the guy right here. This is the guy right here whose lips she's been on. Child, Mike, just give it a Randall because you don't want her. You don't want her. Just go ahead and give her to Randall because obviously you don't want her, okay? They sit down there talking. Randall, he's telling her that, he's really liking her, this, that, and the other, that type of situation. They really ain't have no time to really spend together. So it's just, they need more time to spend together to really build that connection really strong because he already have a connection with his best friend, Jamal, okay? So when the guys leave, Jamala, I'm not Jamala. What's this girl name? Who am I talking about? Who am I talking about? Oh, Kayla. Okay. So when Kayla leaves, Kayla friend was like, I was looking at you the whole time, right? So Randall was looking at you, but you was looking at Mike. And I'm just sitting here like, oh, girl, like you don't even understand. This man was looking at you. He was like really all into you, and you was just looking at Mike. So Kayla gets emotional because she's like, I don't know. It's like I know Randall was good for me, but I really like Mike. And I'm just saying here, like, girl, that is the issue. You're attracted to Mike more because Magic Mike be laying down, the moves and whatnot on Instagram, and that's understandable. But if you feel like this man is better for you, why would you go with the one who you don't feel is better for you? It just I never understand how like we really be sitting up there knowing what's good for us, but we don't want it. Okay, we know this man is good for us, but we don't want it. Like, girl, it's obvious Mike don't want you. Mike literally been trying to give you the way of this whole day. Like, this is the man. He even holding on Randall like, yeah, this is the one. This is the one, child. He's giving you away. And you still sitting here confused, talking about something you don't know if you're going to make the right decision. Because what if you make the wrong decision and it's supposed to be the other guy? I'm going to just be honest with you, Kayla. It's neither one of them, okay? Because if they had to pick, Randall's picking Jamala and Mike is picking Brandi. So at this point, either way, you're picking wrong, baby. Because it doesn't matter who you pick. They're picking someone else. So at this point, it's kind of like cut your losses with both of these guys because neither one of them are going to be the one for you at the end. Unless something magically happens between Mike and Brandi and something happens between Jamila and Rah-Rah that does not, works in your favor, neither one of them are picking you. So at the end of the day, I don't see you making it to the end. I just don't. No one's going to save her. Mike's not saving her anymore. He saved her for a while, but he's not saving her. Randall might try to if he decides to pick her over Shaniqua, but overall, he's picking Jamal. Okay, so now that we let's talk about Brandi. So Brandi brings her best friend, the one that she goes way back since Flats on the Cadillac. Okay, she brings her to meet Mike and Samson. Child, y'all is blowing me up on the Instagram. Okay, she brings her to meet Mike and Samson. Okay, so when Samson comes in, they accidentally kiss on the lips. I say, oh Lord, Mike is not going like that. Now he's gonna be seeing Samson every time he look at Brandi. I wonder if he's gonna use that same excuse with Brandi. Every time I see Brandi, I see Samson now, since that's the reason he don't like Kayla like that. Because apparently they done kissed, okay? But he brought the tulips for her tulips, okay? Because y'all know if he don't do nothing else, he gonna bring a gift, and he brought the flowers this time. So I was here for it, okay? So Brandi says that she hasn't really heard that he is really interested in her. Okay, so Samson was like, Brandi, I am more than interested in getting to know you. Why? Because you just stand out. Okay, so then she was like, I never really heard him say anything about how he was physically attracted to me, and I just really like that. And I'm like, this the part that gets me. She said that he's always like trying to get to know me and get it deep inside my brain, and mentally get to know who I am mentally and stuff like that. And I'm like, that is the problem with Brandi now. This is why Brandi is not realizing all the red flags that be waving in her face when it comes to Mike, because she's so hell-bent on this physical connection. Why would you not want the man who wants to get to know who you are mentally and emotionally versus the guy who wants to get to know you physically? So you rather him going to get to know your cat, okay, than to get to know your brain. Make that make sense, Brandi. Make that make sense. I don't get it. Like, I just didn't understand how she was like, I just feel like he only wants to get to know me mentally, like not physically. And I'm just like, girl, you know how many women out here are craving for men to want to really get to know who they are as a person, even if Samson is laying it on thick, okay, with his, Brandi, I really, really want to get to know you because you just stand out. Child, that was generic as hell. Super generic, but okay. So then, Mike shows up. Now, Mike outdid himself with the daggone flowers. Okay, he gave the friend a gift. He had the flowers and one of them little, little tin cans, and then he had a bottle of wine in there. And I was like, okay, Mike shows up with the gift because y'all know he didn't bring nothing for Kayla. Which I'm trying to tell you, Kayla, Mike don't want you. He's trying to give you the Randall, but you just don't want to give up on it, girl. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Okay, let it go. Now, anyway, I was like, y'all gonna tell him that y'all kiss? Is y'all gonna tell him that y'all accidentally kiss? No? Okay, we gonna leave that a secret? Okay, cool. Let's do it. So anyway, her friend was like, oh, the infamous Big Mike. I said, not the infamous Big Mike. Girl, what did you tell her? Brandi, what kind of conversations do you be having with your friend when you talk about Mike for her to be like the infamous Big Mike, okay? So her friend asked him, about how he's a kid, how he has kids, and is he interested in being a father to Brandi's kids? And he said, I'm open to it, whatever that means. What the heck does I'm open to it mean, Mike? Either you do or you don't. Make up your mind, because what you're not about to do is sit here and play with this woman and her ovaries. Okay, she ain't got that much time. Stop playing with her and her ovaries. Do you want to be a father to more kids or not, whether they're with Brandi or not? Okay, now I do believe that some men will have kids with a woman for the woman, okay, because they feel like, I'm had my kids, I really don't want them, but I'm with her now, she wants kids, and I'm willing to do that, and they make a sacrifice, and they present the sperm to them, and then they have some kids, okay? So I feel like it could be one of those situations, but y'all know Mike ain't about to have no more kids. He's made it very clear that he didn't want no more kids, but he gonna tell her that he'll change her mind. He's open to it, whatever the heck that means. Girl, you looking at the red flags. They just be waving, but you don't want to see them because you blinded by the infamous Big Mike. Okay, welcome to the stage, Magic Mike. I need my cowboy hat so I can just lift it up, and then start. Because that's what he be doing, child. Anybody got time for Mike? Anyway, so. When Brandi was sitting there like, her friend was like, girl, I don't know what to tell you, because I was liking Samson, and then Mike showed up, and then I was liking Mike, and I just like both of them. Like, girl, you got a hard decision. And she was like, I need a new friend because this friend didn't help me. I said, you picked the wrong friend, sis. You should have brought like 3 or 4, like Shaniqua. Shaniqua brought the whole tribe, and you decided to bring one. That's on you now. That's on you. Notice how Mike brings other guys up to Kayla. He's trying to push her to Randall before he's out. Before he's out for her sleeping together the night they play pool. He don't want her. He's literally been trying to give her to Randall the whole date that they was there, right? So then LJ shows so then Looney brings her homegirl to meet up with LJ and Justice. Okay, so Justice showed up first, and he did. I'm not gonna lie, he did seem more interested in this date with Shaniqua than he did with the date with Jamal. Okay, and I think it's because he was there first, so he felt a little bit more comfortable. Okay, so the friend asked him, how did he feel about sex? Justin was like, sex just happened. I can look at you and have sex. That's just how it is. I said, what? No, that's not how sex works. Justice, what are you talking about? Sex is sex doesn't work by looking it. Child, do I need to break down how sex education works? That's not sex. That's not sex. You don't look at someone, boom, have sex, because you can't have babies that way. Sex is a physical act of exchanging of fluid and intercourse of some type of way. So either you got to stick something in something, whether it's a nose, a mouth, an ear, a butt, a vagina. It got to go into something, okay? That's how sex works. He's just so whack. Like, I just don't understand what he's talking about. So LJ shows up. So LJ get thrown right into this. So how do you feel about sex? LJ said, I'm an island guy. Okay, I have high sex drive. Okay, so they was like, could you wait 90 days? Could you wait? He's like, whoa. Now, what you talking about 90 days? Who supposed to wait 90 days? Here go Justin sitting there looking like, I ain't waiting no 90 days. But Justin, we just had sex, Justice. So obviously, what you talking about? It don't take 90 days for you to have sex, because you can look at somebody and have sex. So what is you talking about, bruh? What is you talking about? I guess you don't believe the own stuff that you saying, okay? I think Justice was saying he wants to have sex with your mind, which to me, he wants to try and manipulate you mentally, okay? Look, Justice is trying to be deep and sounding stupid. That's all it is, okay? Justin trying to be deep and sounding stupid. That's it. He want to mentally stimulate you. There's one thing to mentally stimulate you versus, I just had sex with your eyes. Get out of my face. Get out of my face, because you sound stupid. It sounds stupid. It's like, we knew what you were trying to say, but we don't want to, like, make it make sense, because, baby, it don't make sense, okay? So Looney says that Looney, so LJ was like, I'm just trying to figure out what's up with Looney, because like she's in one of my top connections, but she don't answer the phone. Like, I be texting her and calling her, but she don't be picking up. So I was like, Looney, what's happening here? Wasn't he the main one checking for you, and now you're not checking for him? And she was like, I'm just not a phone person. I'm just not a phone person. I was like, bam, that's why her and Justice is connecting. Because they don't talk. They got an unwritten code. The unwritten code is we don't have to text or call. We just like each other without even actually knowing each other. We just like each other. And this is why she is connected with Justice, because Justin, remember, he ain't even get nobody's phone number. Okay? They both not phone people. So it makes sense as to why she liked him, because she don't know nothing about him. She knows just as much about him as we do. They sit there on that screen and they talk, and that's it. Okay. So when she meets him the first time, they have a conversation. That's all she gets from him. Nothing more, nothing less. She ain't get a chance to get deep inside that man's brain, see how he really is outside of these cameras or nothing, because she's not a phone person. Child, girl, this is how you won't get slick. Girl, you won't get, ooh, child, don't go for him. Please don't go for that daggone Justice. Okay. Oh, it's too late, because Justice went home. Justice went home. So her friend was like, oh, it's Justice. I'm Team Justice. LJ, yo, you want to intimidate him. I said, LJ held his own. I don't even know what you talk about by intimidating him. LJ was holding his own the whole time. Okay. But for some reason, she was Team Justice. And I'm like, throw the friend away. Throw her away. You don't need friends like that. This is how you end up in bad situations when your friends is out here talking about something. He's the one for you. Girl, no. No. Immediately, no. Absolutely no. Child. Ooh, we need new friends out here. I ain't like it at all. So now all the ladies meet back up at the ladies' lounge because it's time to figure out who was going home. Okay. Brandi said she gonna have to get her a drink, okay, because her whistle need to be wet because they got a lot of talking to do, okay. So when Tommy asked them how the dates go, Brandi says that her friend couldn't choose between the two, okay. She couldn't choose between Samson or Mike, but she's leaning a little bit towards Mike. But we already know that, Brandi. We know that, okay. Kayla says that she felt the connection between her and Mike, that her friend felt the connection between her and Mike, but she thinks Randall's better for her. And as in like he's the one that I need. Yeah, so maybe that should be the one that you're trying to, get with, girl. But now it's Mike for you. Well, tell Brandi that when she be waiting for you outside, okay? Catch me outside, because that's gonna be Brandi. It looked like she's one of those girls. I ain't gonna hold you. Not at all, okay? So y'all make sure y'all liking the video and subscribing if you're new here. Please do that for me. It only takes 2 seconds, pull the video down. Don't close the chat, like the video, come back in. That's it. That's it. And then you can just press the subscribe button. That's it. That's all. Okay. So anyway, Jamala says that she it's that her friends actually love Rah-Rah. And we was like, girl, we know. Child, you and Rah-Rah. It's you and Rah-Rah to the end, okay? Charisse said that her friend loves Samson. And I was like, okay. Looney's friends picked Justin over LJ. And everybody was like, oh, wow. Oh, wow. Wow. It was one of those moments where it's like, oh, no. Oh, no. Who is your friend, girl? And why did she pick Justice over LJ? Yes, we did talk about Kayla's lace front edges and how we need to leave the wigs back in 2022 when we go into next year. Because, baby, I don't know what's happening and we need to stop doing it at this point. Okay, but we definitely talked about it, Nikki B. Girl, you came in here ready to drag. Cut it out. Cut it out. I see you. Okay, so Kadian says that her friend and Swayze got into it. Okay. Oh, wait. So let me, before I get into there. So Shaniqua says that her friends like LJ and her friend said that LJ was the best connection. Randall was a strong second, but Justice, the Joker, she could smell his dog itch from a mile away. Okay, so Kayla said we didn't need her friend to tell us that. Okay, so y'all know Kayla don't like that going Justice for nothing. So Looney was in the confessional like, you doing way too much. Like, why you doing all of that? Just because he not checking for you don't mean, girl, he ain't checking for nobody. He's not even checking for you, girl. What is you talking about? What is you talking about? But anyway, she was feeling some type of way because that's her man or whatever. That's who she got her strongest connection with, okay? So then Kadian says that her friend and Swayze got into it, okay? And she didn't want to discuss it right now because she hasn't talked about it with Swayze yet, okay? So Charisse was like, can I? I got something to say. Pick me, okay? Well, I spoke to Swayze and he said that he got attacked. I said, ooh, child. Charisse, why, girl? But then she was like in a confessional, like, I ain't gonna say nothing because I don't want to speak on her name because I want her to keep my name out her mouth. And girl, you should have shut up. You should have shut up, okay? She brought it up, so it had to be talked about. So then Kadian was like, well, I mean, since he obviously went and had a conversation about it, I guess we could talk about it. I said, well, let's get to talking. So she explained to Tommy what happened. And, all the women was like, what? He didn't date a black girl. How many years? 3 years? No, I don't know how I feel about that. But here's my thing. Let me just go back to it real quick. Do y'all feel like Charisse should have said something? Answer me. Even though Kadian said that she didn't want to discuss it because she had to talk to him, do y'all think like she should have said something or should she had just been quiet? Okay. Mike, no real connections besides Michael and crazy, sexy, cool Brandi. Okay. I find it odd that Kadian didn't want to talk about Swayze, but it's quick to talk about other folks' business. Okay, Erica. Why she opened her big mouth? Sharon, she felt like it was relevant to the story. Charisse hit Kadian with the chest move. I loved it. Charisse is doing the right thing. Okay. Charisse was being petty because Kadian interfered with the whole Samson thing. Oh. Oh no, not Samson, with Zoe. Okay, with the Zoe thing. Okay. I'm not mad at Charisse for speaking up. Hey Sunday girl. Me and Sunday being while we chat wilding. Okay, because it's a whole vibe over there. It's so funny. But yeah, so here's my thing. I feel like Charisse should have brought it up because ain't that what we do in the ladies' lounge? Ain't that what we do in the ladies' lounge? We discuss what's happening with the men. And because Swayze went back and told Charisse, I feel like she had every right to speak on it. And Kadian said she didn't want to speak on it. So if Kadian didn't want to speak on it, then that's on Kadian. Charisse said, well, I speak on it then. No spoilers. See, oh, girl. Child, no spoilers. We don't want the spoilers. I tried to tell people, but they didn't want it. They don't want it. So retract. It's probably too late now. Okay. So where am I at? Oh yeah. So I feel like she had every right to say something. Okay. So Kadian, side note. On Ready to Love 5 on Instagram, Kadian joined their after show live, and she was like that. She was like, if you give a position yourself to get it. Okay. If he gives you the positions, if you give it, you have to position yourself to get it. Okay. Oh, you're talking about what Justice said before he left? Okay. So sidebar on Ready to Love 5. Turn that off. Where you going? Oh, your father about to take you? Oh, okay. I lost my train of thought. Come back to me. Oh, on Instagram, okay. Kadian joined the live and she said that she did feel some type of way about her bringing it up because she basically said that she didn't want to say anything about it. But she went back and talked to Swayze about the whole situation, and everything was all good, blah 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 blah. They worked it out, but she feels as though Charisse is fake. She's phony. They have she's putting out messages between her and the cast. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm coming, y'all. Give me 1 second. Like the video in the meantime and subscribe. Okay, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm back. I hope y'all liked the video while we was on intermission. Okay. So apparently Charisse, what's her name? Kadian was being fake to Charisse. Okay, we're gonna get into it next week. Okay, we're gonna really break it down because Kadian said that she was being fake with Charisse because she had already knew that Charisse was that Charisse was talking about her to Swayze and stuff like that. Child, it's a whole mess over there on the Twitter. Okay. But we really going to get into it next week when they have that conversation. I'm gonna bring up all the receipts because I got them saved in my phone. Okay. So the fact that but I definitely feel like Charisse should have said something. I don't care how Kadian felt about it. It was perfect timing for it was the right time, right place, right situation with the right people. Especially because when they was having that conversation, she did the same thing to her. When, you know, she was telling what happened between Zoe, she brought up her phone call with Zoe. Like, Zoe felt like this and Zoe felt like that. So she was like, well, in this case, Swayze felt like this and Swayze felt like that. So whose side? Pick a side, sis. Pick a side. It's okay for you to bring up your conversations, but I can't bring up my conversations. It only fits. It only fits. Okay. So anyway, Tommy starts asking them who they're not feeling and things like that. So of course, Charisse says that she's not feeling Mike. Okay, they just not connected. She says she talks to everybody but Mike. But I also found it very weird that Swayze called Charisse. Y'all don't think that was strange? Now I get that everybody talks to everybody, but Swayze called Charisse of all people. And then it made me go back to the fact that Swayze said that he only dates Latin girls for the last 3 years. Is Charisse like Spanish? I think is it or is she all black? I feel like she has Spanish in her, right? So that made me think slightly. Like, that was strange that Swayze called Charisse and told her that he felt attacked and he confided in her. He laid his head on her shoulder. That was very weird. Something to think about. Just something to think about, okay? And if we didn't know what we'd be knowing, we would really try to deep dive into it. But because we be knowing what we know, ain't no point. Okay, so I'm pretty sure he talked to more people. She was just the one to bring it up. Oh, you think so? Okay, maybe he's out here telling everybody's business, because y'all know that's what the flower child said. Everybody's just telling everybody's business. Okay, Charisse black and tech. Oh, she black? Okay. Swayze like combative people, so it's not surprising he's friends with her. Well, he like Kadian too, so it all makes sense. How Swayze was talking in circles. He said he wanted to branch out and then got defenses when the read between the lines about him avoiding black girls. But it's not avoiding black girls. It said that he wanted to branch out. That's not avoiding black girls. That's just saying that he was exploring other women. And we all need to do that, especially black women. We need to, branch out a little bit, see what else is out there. That don't mean that we don't like black men. That just means that we trying to see if there's something else out there for us. I mean, I get it. I don't really see anything wrong with that, to be honest with you. And I don't think that is actually talking in circles. It's like you like what you like, but at the same time, there's nothing wrong with seeing if there's other options. You think he did it because he knew about the beef? Charisse is all black. Okay, my bad, y'all, my bad. Okay, so anyway, they start talking about who they don't like, okay? So Looney says that she doesn't have a connection with Swayze. They don't talk at all. But Looney, who do you talk to, honestly? Like, I just don't understand who you talk to. And then she said that the statement about him not dating black women also could be a thing, and that kind of closed the door for her, okay? Charisse said her Mike just not connecting at all. She's been like, at least having friendships with people, but her and Mike is just not it. But we know that, okay? So then Brandi said Justice and LJ. She doesn't really have a connection with them. Shaniqua says Justin. Most of the women say Justice, okay? So Kayla goes to meet up with LJ, and Looney goes to meet up with Justice, okay? So Kayla says that she wants to know if Justin even knows her name, because remember, that was the shade when he was like, Kayla, Kayla, okay? And LJ says he knows what's going on. Like, after the ladies have a ladies lounge, there's no way I'm going to come in here and not be expecting to get home. So then he said, I guess I'm about to get barbecued, okay? So let's take it back. Let's take it back real quick. Remember when Charisse said barbecue him? On me and Queen E's video on her channel that we did on my channel, she uploaded on her channel. One of the subscribers said that barbecue means eliminate. Okay, so when he heard her say barbecue him as in eliminating him, that's why he was so upset talking about Zoe. So when LJ said barbecue, I was like, oh, okay, so that is a term for getting eliminated. That's a whole different perspective now. I still stand that he did way too much. But now I understand why he was basically going off the way he was in the beginning, because it's like, don't try to have a connection with me after you just said get me eliminated. Interesting. So whenever somebody say barbecue them, that means time for them to go home. Get them up out of here. They gotta go. Okay, child. Looney talks to LJ. LJ's like, just peel the band-aid off and let me know what's going on. Justice over there being justice. Okay, just ugh. Like, he says that he's not chasing no woman. The woman need to position themselves so he could choose. So basically, y'all line up in front of me and y'all put in all the work, and then I'll choose who I want to be with. Child, go away. Go away with this foolishness justice. I am so glad. I am so glad that he is gone. When they said that he is not ready to love, I was like, get him up out of here. Did he say hallelujah? Did he say hallelujah, child? This is why you will forever be a single man. Okay, because women like to be pursued, okay, and you don't like to pursue. And no woman is just going to run up to you and say, choose me, choose me, choose me. I mean, some will, okay? But obviously it didn't work out for you in all these years, and I don't think it's going to start working out for you now, okay? If it didn't work out with you in your early 20s, when women are most likely young, naive, and dumb, it ain't going to work out with you with no grown, mature woman who got her life together. Okay, child, go ahead and keep having sex with people with your eyes, because that's all the ladies you gonna get around here acting like this. Point blank and period. Okay, I can't stand Justice. Glad he is gone. Me too. Grace Bay said, I thought barbecue meant grill him, like ask a bunch of questions. I thought barbecue meant like, go ahead and take it on the track and go ahead and get them up out of here, child. They got cold words, and the cold word for barbecue means eliminate. Get him up out of here. So I am glad that Justice got barbecued. Okay, he got to go. And he's out of here. So now I want to see what he's going to say in all his interviews, if he even do any. And child, I feel like his interviews would be very, very dry. He'd be very, very like gaslighting. He would be very passive aggressive. I feel like he would be hard to open up, like to actually open up about his experience. Like, he's the type of person that's going to hit you with a question when you hit him with a question. Like, so how was your experience on the show? So how do you think my experience on the show was? Like, I feel like he's that type of guy. Okay. LJ gets to live to see another day, even though I don't think he's going to make it past another decision day for the men. I really feel like it's going to either be LJ or Samson at this point, based on the connections, because Rah-Rah ain't going nowhere. Mike could possibly go if it's only Brandi. I don't know. Samson got 2 girls. Wait, a girl get eliminated next week, right? So let's think about the girls. Brandi has 2 guys, but she kind of solidified Mike, which would make Samson go after Charisse, because the way they was all interacting in that date made more sense, right? So then Charisse only has Samson. Who else is there? Shaniqua has LJ and Shaniqua just has LJ. Oh, LJ and Rah-Rah. Jamal has Rah-Rah. Oh, Jamal only has 1 person. Oh, Looney or Kadian. That's a good thing. That's what I'm thinking now. Kadian only has 1 person. Looney will only have 1 person. Charisse needs to go. Well, we're going to see how this play out next week, because it's about to be a tussle. The girls is going to be fighting. It's a nice thing. I like LJ's types. Can't stand difficult men. It's why are people with the most clearest of the red flags making it this far in the show? Because we as human beings always pick what's wrong for us. They literally went on the show to try something different and continue to do the same thing. Okay. Brandi literally went after the same guy she always goes after. Same thing with Kayla. Kayla knows that she needs to be with somebody other than Mike, but she's not willing to let that go while she's going to miss out on Randall. Okay, but Randall don't want her anyway because he wants Jamala, and Jamala is just so thirsty that it is what it is with them two. Okay, so Shaniqua is the only one I feel that's a little bit more versatile in this situation when it comes to the men. But next week, I think it was LJ. Was it LJ who said that first of all, was it LJ? LJ brought his ex onto the show, and he brought his ex onto the show, the ex that he slept with last month. This is why it don't make no sense to bring no exes. But anyway, since you're going to bring one, you might as well bring the recent one. Not the one you just slept with. How is this supposed to help me? Because y'all probably gonna go sleep together after this. After she see you with someone else, she probably get all hot and bothered and want to go sleep with you again. Child, get all of this foolishness out of my face because I don't understand none of this. Trinica's not going to end up with LJ because LJ literally was just messing with his ex-girlfriend a month ago. And according to her, it was 2 days ago. Okay, a month ago was literally 2 days ago. So it is just all not going to work out. Kayla and Jamal look older than they are letting on. We discussed that, Nikki B. We definitely discussed that before. People who saying LJ's a nice guy and I don't see it. He gives me, I want to get the draws, but that's just me. You want to know something? I'm starting to see through LJ's BS, okay? And I got some stuff on LJ, but it's a time and place for everything, baby. There's a time and a place for everything. But y'all, that was Ready to Love season 6, episode 7, okay? We are almost down to the bottom of this thing. Then we got a reunion. And then I think they're going to throw at us Ready to Love Miami Part 2 because they might go right into it. So we'll probably be sticking around for a while. But I'm really kind of like over this cast. They really don't spark my interest as much as I would like. It took me a while to even learn their names. I'm not really interested in following them. The way the cast been moving this season, the cast has always been very outspoken and stuff like that, but this cast is very, very different. It seems like a lot of people looking for attention, a lot of people looking for different things, and like I'm seeing them being on panels and talking about stuff before they even get eliminated, and it's never been like that. Like I've seen people that normally in the comments or they write things on a post on Instagram, and then we talk about it, and that's cool. But I've literally seen them jump on like lives and have full conversations about what happened in that episode. And normally we usually have to wait for the interviews. So I feel like the way that this cast is moving is a little weird. Okay, the fact that we already know there's a whole full-blown couple bothers me so bad to my core. Okay, it bothers me so bad to my core, and I don't know if it's because, and I don't know if this couple actually made it to the end and actually made it to the end on the show, or if they eliminated together, or however the thing came about. It's just too much for me with the way the cast is moving this year. And I don't like it. I don't like it because it leaves us no suspense. Like normally we get all this information and we, have videos and conversations. And then when they do their interviews, we like, okay, so he said he did and then we have all these things that we want to get answered. But when they go ahead and hop on the lives when we doing them, it's kind of like, it kind of takes away from the interview experience that we look forward to after, they get eliminated, because it's like they already done told their side on after every episode. So I don't really know if I like that too much. I'm not seeing them do interviews anymore. I just seen Devin doing an interview with Little Black Book. Some of them have been doing interviews, but it's because we don't really care for them. We haven't been watching. Like Devin's done one. I've seen the first dude who got eliminated. I've seen like 2 of the girls or whatever, but the interviews they're just not attracting us because they're already jumping on lives. Like I've seen Kadian jump on lives. Shakira had her own Instagram live afterwards. Do you see Kayla jump on lives? Like we like that, but we want it at the right timing. And I feel like right now isn't the right time to do that. We seen Samson jump on people's lives. Like we done seen them come out and speak about the episodes, and then it gives us nothing to look forward to, which kind of messed up the flow of how Ready to Love usually goes, right? Usually Ready to Love goes, we watch the show, we have opinions, they go on Instagram, they go on Twitter, they retweet all this stuff, they write all this stuff, and then we, come and we gossip about it, this, that, and other. Then they go do their interview, and then everybody's tuned in. And once they do the interviews, then we, we talk about that. So at this point, they throwing off the funk, the way that the show flows, and it feels weird to me. And I guess maybe that's why it's just like not hitting how it normally would hit. Okay. They should do like Mavs. They are pretty quiet until after the season is done. Mavs don't play with them people. Y'all got, first of all, Lifetime is not on. Okay. Lifetime said y'all will not play in my face. They make them put their pages on private and everything. Okay. So I don't know if OWN let them go out and, say that they're a couple, or if they just don't give an F. Either way, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Okay. Yeah, they all been on different lives. Like, you see a lot of this stuff happening almost daily. And I follow all that stuff. So that's just what it is. They didn't do all this social media during the first couple of seasons until after. Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, they've always been like, since I started watching, maybe the resort season was the first season I watched. Okay, so whichever season that was, they was definitely on Instagram and Twitter, but that's just where they kept it until the interviews. And it's been like that every season up until this one, which really throws me off. Yeah, it's too early. It spoils the interviewing process for us. And now that, a lot of people have seen how the interviewing process goes, especially on certain people's channels, they don't even want to do interviews. Because, like, we haven't seen Zoe do an interview. And normally I feel like they was kind of like contractually obligated to do interviews with like certain people for a little while. Because if you notice, like, Crystal would have one, then Little Black Book would have one. They would have them like right back to back. And I feel like they were like obligated to OWN, because OWN and Crystal have a thing. I'm not gonna say they work for, but they work with OWN because they were getting all the interviews and stuff like that. And they even do the after show on the actual OWN channel. So we can't act like they're not affiliated, because they are. But what I'm saying is, like, we don't even get those interviews anymore. Like, I don't know. Something's not right. I think the production lose interest, and it's a disservice to the viewers. It's definitely a disservice to the viewers, because something feels weird about this season. Yes, something about this season feels weird. But that was Ready to Love, you guys. I've been struggling with whether I should come back and do Married at First Sight. Me and Queen E are going to do our our review for the episodes together later on this evening. So I'm thinking I'll just leave that part. We could do that part together and just talk about the episode, being as though I kind of already touched on a few things when it came to Married at First Sight throughout the week. So if you haven't watched those videos, go check that out. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel and hang out with us more often, okay? Like the video, please like the video, please like the video, please like the video. And I did put a poll up on my community post, okay? I've decided that I won't actually be reviewing what's the show called? Love and Marriage Huntsville. But what I do want to do is have a live after show chat for Love and Marriage Huntsville on Saturday nights around 9:15, where you guys get to call in and discuss how you feel about the episode. For me, reviewing it, I don't want to lose my peace. And I feel like a lot of the people who review it have lost their peace because the subscribers are so like, wow. So I figure I'll let people call in and they can discuss how they feel about it. And then, we can move on from there. But that's only if I get enough people to actually do the poll and I can gauge where my audience is with it. But I'm trying to grow my channel, so I'm trying to branch out. Anyway, y'all, my birthday is Sunday next week, and I'm so excited. So I've been letting my nails breathe. That's why I haven't had my nails on, but letting them breathe so I can go get me a nice fresh set, some new hair, and then we probably have a birthday celebration and all that good stuff. And y'all can just come out and hang out with me. Last year I did it with Miss Misha, in my opinion. I don't know if we're gonna do it again this year. Maybe I should hit her up in the DM, because her birthday's the day before mine. So we literally like Virgo sisters, okay? And last year we did a birthday celebration together. So maybe I'll hit her up and see if she want to do another one. But she's over there booked and busy, so I don't want to bother her. But I'll see what's happening with that, okay? So yeah, that's just that on that. And I'm going to talk to you guys later. I'm jumping up off of here. Peace.